Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Ember. Uh, who else would it be? So I know at the end of the last video, I said I was going to blend this out before I did the eyeshadow, but I also had mentioned I do it after I do my eyeshadow. So I don't know why I said that. But we're gonna do some fun eyeshadow look today. I haven't tried it before, it's my first time trying it, but we're gonna give it a go. We're using the Fierce by Nature palette again, the Morphe one. It's the only Morphe palette I have right now. But I love the colors. I love that it's got some new oranges and reds and pinks and, yeah, and neutrals. It's definitely my favorite palette I think I've ever had. I want to try the Trixie Cosmetics, and I do want to try Jeffree Star Cosmetics as well. I've always adored their makeup, and so I'd really like to see what their product quality is like. I'm sure it's pretty good. But here we go. So, for this look, I'm going to be using a few colors. I'm going to do a darker eye, but I'm going to start with some lighter colors. And we'll just see how it goes. So, I'm trying to decide what color I want to start with. Look at the swatches. So, okay, we're going to start with this one right here, right in the middle. The middle of those 5 at the top. And we're just going to use a light. This is a fluffy brush, but it's also one on the more dense end of the fluffy brushes. And we're just gonna go, and you'll see why we're going so high up with this in a minute. But we're going to go right in here, and we're just gonna start blending that out. And I'm trying to start using the brush by holding it down here, because I see a lot of people in their videos, people that do really good makeup, they're always holding it like down here, and they're just so dainty, and I think it gives you more control or something. And trying to be in there with your hand further down, like, not as much. It's kind of limited range, so I think that has something to do with that. I'm just gonna blend this out. And this is a really pigmented shade that I'm using, so I'm just gonna keep blending this. And we're gonna go back in and get a little more of that product. I just tap my brush on it. You don't need to dig your brush in, depending on the shadow. Like, dollar store makeup, some of it. The cheaper and the more mass cosmetic side of things. Yeah. Those you might have to really cake up and dig in there and, But this is very pigmented. Very good quality makeup. So I don't need too much. But I do want this, for what I'm doing, I am gonna need this to be a very intense, undercolor. And see how pretty that is? Red is my all-time favorite color. When I was growing up, it was green, which my biological mother, that was her favorite color as well. And I always remember thinking it was so cool that my favorite color was the same as my mom's, even though, yeah, that might have been the only thing we had in common, but there was something. So, now we're done with that one. I bring it, oh no I'm not. And so, I leave the lid mostly open at first, but when I'm at the end of this darker color underneath, this darker red, I bring it down once I come in. I bring it down, and I leave about this much open. Now, it's okay if you mess up, or if you're blending and it gets down there. It's okay. Just don't completely cover it. As long as you got some sort of a lighter spot right there, you're just gonna kind of want it as a guide later. So if you can do that, that's great. If you're going too fast or it's your first time trying something like this, it might be a little harder to blend. I hate this eyes watering once I do makeup. I hate it. All that powder is really drying them out. I've naturally got dry eyes anyway. So, alright. We're gonna come up into the corner because we need it to be dramatic. Okay. Now we're done with that side. I'm just gonna go in with that same color. Sometimes I do one eye at a time, but most times I like to try to do them both. I like to be on the same step on each eye, like one right after the other. Do them both at once. I feel like it helps me be more symmetrical. If I do the same kind of brush strokes, one right after the other, then if I've got a bunch of wait time in between, I could lose track of which color I was on, which I don't know about y'all, but my memory is terrible. Like, my short-term memory is super terrible. So it's easy for me to forget what shade I'm on and stuff like that if I don't do them both at the same time. Okay. Bring that up. I love this look. I saw somebody doing this on Instagram the other day, and this is only my second time trying to do eyeshadow like this. Or not trying, because I'm doing it. This is my second time doing eyeshadow like this. But I really liked the look the other day. It was my favorite makeup look I'd done in a while, and you guys seem to really like it, so I'm going to show you the way I did that shadow. Alright. I love you too, baby. That's my partner. He's amazing, as y'all know. It was our anniversary the other day. Our 1 year. And he brought me roses. And he brought me Starbucks in the morning. A double dirty chai, my favorite. So sweet. Now that eye's really starting to water. You see that coming up? Where I got that baking. That's going to look bad if I'm not careful. I'm going to put this down and focus on that for a second. And mind you, my eyeshadow looks are not something super glamorous or over the top in my opinion. Because if I'm not, lashes make the look. And I just, like right now I have this one pair of lashes and they're really cheap and I'm not super great at putting lashes on. I've been playing with makeup for a long time, but I also wear glasses right now, and instead of contacts. And so I don't really wear a lot of lashes because the kind of lashes I want to wear are the big, Trixie Mattel, Bianca Del Rio, big lashes. That's the kind I would wear, and I can't wear them with my glasses, so it's not like I put them on every day and have all that practice built up. Okay, now there's a few different ways to do this. You can either, while you're doing this, smoke out the under eye, but because we're baking, I'm not going to smoke the under eye until the very end. And I'm going to finish blending out the baking before I do the under eye. And like I said, if I had all the brushes and, all the products, and there's a lot of them are extremely affordable. You can get your little kit built up pretty quick with some affordable, good quality stuff. Maybelline is always good. NYX Cosmetics is also really good. I think a lot of people sleep on Wet n Wild, but Wet n Wild is really, there are some really influential makeup gurus out there who sing the praises of some Wet n Wild products, and I think like their lip liners are supposed to be pretty good. So we got the shadow. Okay. I'm going to build it up even a little bit more. Now, normally, this might be a lot of shadow, but I'm really gonna want that bold. I'm doing a darker look today, so I want something bold. I want something that stands out, you know? I want it to be kind of in your face. So I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more color. Really, really a dramatic look today. So just a tiny bit more color. Um, Alright, looks like I got it pretty well covered. So, now that I have done that, I'm going to pick another red, because this is all about layers. It's all about building up that color. Sorry. But I don't want something that's gonna be more, um, cooler or blue. I want more of a, red purple than a blue purple, if I'm using a purple. I don't know if this would be a magenta. I don't know what this would be. But I think I'm gonna use this one. Oh no, not that one. Let me clean that off a little bit. And I'll just use the same brush for most of it. And just clean the brush at the end. Um, if I had more brushes, I would use a different one for each color and for different um techniques and stuff. But so now that we did this color to begin with. Now this is the palette turned on its side. This is what the palette looks like standing right up. So this is the palette. This is the one. It'll be on your right hand side. The far right hand side. I don't have the names. I'm sorry, I lost that slip with the names on them. And I'll start memorizing the names of the colors on the palette and stuff if I do more videos. Um, but it's just really pretty, like, red shade right there is what we got going on. So I think what I'm going to do is this one next to it on camera looks more red, but in person it's more of an orange. So I'm going to step over and use that one, just right next to it. And honestly, with the way they've got the colors tonight, you could even just start from here and work your way that way. Um, but we're really building a base here, is all we're doing. So I'm going to use a little bit of that. Now, some of these shadows, I will say, in this particular palette, I've noticed, when I took my makeup off yesterday, that they kind of stain your skin a little bit. Not like stain, but like, yeah, kind of like, I don't know if it's the formula or, how I blend it or what, but that stays, it stays. I'm just gonna come in, all over that red and blend it. My eyes are just watering terribly. Every time I use loose powder to bake, it does that. Alright. I'm just gonna come in. You see the difference already in the colors? It's like more pink. I like the more orange tones to the reds. Like, or more red tones to the orange rather. I'm just gonna keep building it. Okay. I'm gonna try to hurry this along a little bit. I promise y'all this video wouldn't be as long as the last one. We're already at 14 minutes. I'm on the first color. Oh, I'm a talker. When I'm doing something I love, when I'm in a good mood, I'm a talker. Otherwise, I get pretty quiet. I used to be the biggest extrovert, and I've become, the older I get, and the thing is, I had several people tell me similar things, and they didn't all say the same thing, but they said things along the same lines, that as I got older, I would most likely find myself becoming more introverted. And, I, of course, being the free spirit and happy-go-lucky person that I tend to be, was like, no, 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 you may have gotten more introverted as you gotten older and decided you weren't the biggest fan of people anymore, but that's never going to happen to me. And I always thought it was because people were bitter or jaded or scorned from people. And so they just didn't want to be around me anymore. I always thought it was kind of negative, to be like a homebody. I was like, it just means you don't like people. It's antisocial, is what I thought. But the older I get, the more I enjoy my time at home, away from the world. I can plug in with my phone or the computer or whatever and kind of interact with people as I see fit, or when it feels right, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But especially being on the spectrum, because I have been diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder not otherwise specified, which is not what they call it anymore. But when I was an adolescent, that's what they called it. And I was homeschooled and all kinds of things that led to me not being diagnosed sooner. But at the age of 14, I was diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder not otherwise specified, which sounds like a mouthful, but is really just atypical autism. So, being on the spectrum, there are certain things like really being crowded places, lots of people that overstimulate me, and so sometimes I just need to unplug. Alright, we got those two colors down. And you see how it's pretty bold and in your face. And now we're gonna go in with, we're about to do a black. So then I think probably the next color, I'll do a faster look. The color I'm about to do is a brown. I'm doing it on top of it. I'm doing a very warm brown. Because it's going to help the transition from this bright red to a flat black, because I'm gonna do a flat black crease. And those two with no in between color. I don't know if that's what gradation is. I need to look this stuff up. I think that's what they call it. That transition from the red to the black. I want there to be a smoother transition, so I'm gonna use a brown. Now, this is a brown. It's more of a copper. Um, normally I would use more of a brown. I would, but this one's a copper, and I swatched it earlier, and it's super pretty, and I think it'll look good for this. So we're gonna go in with it. It's a deep copper, and now here's the fun part. I'm going to take this not all the way up. I'm leaving a little space at the very top where we did the first two colors. That's our base color. Those first two colors together is our base all over color. Now we're going to take this bronze and we're going to go in right underneath the very edge of that, and we're just going to build that up a little bit. And I'm going to try to speed this video along. That way I don't want to go too fast and it doesn't look good. But I'm doing a pretty good job of going while I talk. So, that's pretty. I really like those together. It's really pretty. Like, I wish you guys could see it in person, because the camera, it's just a cell phone camera. Like, it's my phone camera, and it's not the best phone in the world, but thank God it's a phone. Thank God I have a phone. I'm blessed. But, it doesn't capture the dimension of this stuff, like the different dimensions. It's hard to explain. I don't do words good. So, we got this going here. Now, that would just stop watering. We've gotten a lot better about not just wiping it when it waters and messing up everything. Okay, now we got that going. I like the copper. Honestly, it's not as dark as what I thought I would need. So, now, we're gonna go, hang on, I forgot to show y'all which one that was. That was this one right below. If you're looking at it this way, is how you're supposed to look at it. It's this one right below the glitter, the yellow glitter in the very middle. It's this coppery color. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step down to your right when you're looking at the palette. This will be to the right. And I'm going to use this brown that is the third in from right to left on the palette at the very bottom. The third brown in. I'm going to get a little bit of that. And I'm going to darken this crease even more. That's what I was looking for. And with that copper, that's perfect. I'm going to come in here and build this. Kind of build this up a little bit. You see how I'm just right over the top. And honestly, I need to blend that out a little more. I don't want too dark right here. Okay, do a little more of that. Build that up. I don't know. I think a less is more might be the kind of best option here, but that's the look I'm going for. Let me do a little more just to be sure I get that. And I've gone in with that brown. Do you see the difference already in the two? Ooh, I can see it. I see some. Alright, we're going in a different direction with this, I think. I was going to do a black, but I think I might still do a tiny bit. We'll see. Alright, bring that in. Bring that in. Okay. So, if you guys do watch the full video, you should leave a comment about, your passion product when it comes to makeup. The one thing you cannot live without. What brand is it? What shade is best for you? What do you like about the product? What is one of the features of the product? It really just draws you in and holds you to it. Is it affordable? Where can you get it? All that kind of stuff. It'd be really cool if you would leave a comment just about that so that other women and men and people in general who like makeup and are watching the video can kind of get an idea of something. Because, it's always better to hear it from people what they like and what they don't like than from a company about what's good and what's not good. Like, I want to hear from people that are actually using products, about what they like. You see how pretty that is starting to be? Okay, we're still doing dark. And then, very, very lightly, excuse me. Pardon me. Alright, now very lightly, and I mean like, when I say very lightly, I just touched it and moved it left and right twice, lightly. Like, I didn't even move the brush off there. I just kind of worked it down twice. Look at that. That's a good amount of product. I'm just going to, I really don't even want that much. Right here in the crease. And now remember how I've been covering just the bottom corner, going up and around this bottom corner? Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me, I forgot to take my antacid this morning. We're just gonna start right in the corner. That's where we want the highest concentration of dark colors. For the look I'm doing anyway. And we'll just start there and build. And gently pat. I'm just patting it on. And, and build this. Now coming right underneath where that brown is, we're gonna go in with this black. And we're just gonna blend. and a light hand. Light hand when it comes to blending. Alright. We're going to do the same to the other side. Pardon me. I've had a headache all morning. It will not go away. I've taken Excedrin. I thought it might have been a caffeine headache because I do drink a decent amount of caffeine each day, typically. So I thought maybe it was because I didn't have any caffeine really at all yesterday. So I tried some coffee. That's what I'm drinking on, but this headache just won't go away. And now, once I do this, and you see how I kind of gradually went to my darker colors. This is one thing I like to do. You might not think it would make much of a difference, but it really does. I'm gonna go right back in to that. Gotta get used to this. To that color, and I'm gonna pick up that first red. Now that I've got all the black that I want, and I'm just gonna bring it right around here. Let me make sure I wipe off all that black. Oh, I should have used a different brush for right there. Let me see. I'll use a different brush. I'm going to use a big fluffy brush. I'm going to go right back into that red color from the beginning. Get a little bit there right now. Always tap off your excess. And then I'm going to blend that in up here. What the red is doing is I want to blend out that harshness from the black line. But if I just keep blending with the black, it's just going to make it harsher. So I'm going to come back in with a lighter color to kind of counteract some of that darkness. And just come back up at the top and really highlight that. This video is going to be long too, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. Once I get editing and stuff down, if it gets to that point, it'll be better. That's good. You see the difference? How this one's a softer blend than it is on this side. It really, really helps when you're doing a more dramatic look. You don't want it to be too cakey. I don't know if that's the right word. You don't want it to be too harsh of a line. Never want too harsh of lines. I love blending. It's my favorite thing to do. Blend, blend, blend. And getting to see the colors come together. It's just, I love it. It's my favorite part about doing makeup. Just getting to blend eyeshadow. And I know, like I said, I'm probably not doing this the correct way, but I love the way it looks. So that's what matters. Okay, now we got that blended out. Does that look pretty even? No, don't do it in the light of the camera. Do it on this light of the camera. It's a little better. Okay, bring that right now. Okay, now we got this dark color in there. Now, remember earlier I said we were gonna do something. This is another thing. If you get your brush wet, I don't know. I don't have a finishing spray right now. But I would just like spray and finishing spray on your brush. And then go back in and get just the tiniest bit more of that black. And going back to the denser, smaller fluffy brush. The one I blended the top with, here's the difference in size. This one's a bigger, fluffier, softer, easier to push down. This one's denser, it's shorter. I'm gonna take the shorter, denser one because I want more precision. And I'm gonna go right here on that corner. I'm gonna get just a little more of the black, and you'll see why we're doing this in a minute. because we're about to use concealer to cut in there, and we want this corner to be as dark as we can get it, because it's gonna add some dimension to it, don't worry. Okay, we got that going. Get into that gig. Okay, now, here we go. Back to the, effacer concealer, and you just twist it and it comes up to the bottom. Now here's the point. I'm gonna use a few brushes on the eyes now. Normally I just use one, but I'm trying new things. Okay, now I've got this flat brush. This is also the dollar store one. It's kind of flat, but it's got a little fluff to it, you see? It's got just a tiny bit of fluff, but it's flat, and it kind of goes up. So I'm gonna take this, get my concealer to come on out of there. Give me go. I'm gonna get some on there, and set this palette off, and I'll do it. Okay. Now this part, we're gonna go right in here, starting around there. We're just gonna use this concealer. Okay, there we go. Now it's coming. It's getting on there. Alrighty. We're just gonna trace up next to that. And I'm just putting this concealer on. And this is going to be a primer for the next color you put on there. And I like really light concealer for this part, because it gives the color more of what the color actually looks like when it's on a white background. It makes it a little lighter probably, but I think it looks more like it looks in the pan, I suppose, once you put it on, if you have a white background to it. And I'm just gonna bring it all the way in up here. Okay, you see, we just cut that crease. And we did it really close to the black line. I just wanted a little bit of the black line. And the brown and the black and everything, the way it blends together, I like it a lot. This is a fun look to do. I'm actually really enjoying this. I thought I'd be way more nervous than this, but I'm hopeful that people will like it. I think they will. It's looking good. Okay, we'll come down into the corner. Go up, go up, go up, go up. And see, if I had done an even darker line there, it'd be really nice. I'm gonna bring that black up. I see that now though, that I'm doing this. And that's what I like about this too. It's always fun to try different things and see what works and see what maybe isn't my favorite. And I need a little more concealer than that. Okay, now we got to this stage. Now that I've got the concealer on, and I'll just, well, it's not, there's a disclaimer. Normally I would do even another layer of concealer because I want a really flat background. This has got like a tiny bit of a, it looks like a mauve color on my lens. I don't know if it translates that way on camera, but, I'm at 34 minutes, sorry. Might be another 15 minutes if I can hurry this along. Now, this brush. That's where that little thing is. This is a flat, It's flat, it's a little dense, it's got like a little bit of... Okay. We're gonna go to this Dew Color, the reality palette, and we're gonna take this color from up here in the corner. It'll be the top left color when you're looking at the palette. And we're gonna take that and that red, and we're gonna come up in this corner. Really put that in there. See how it looks red on there, but it's purple on the lid? It's because that, like, mauve purple color, the concealer came with those darker colors underneath. I really should have done another layer, but if I wanted it to be that color, but this color is still pretty, so we can still work with it. And we're gonna start building this up. We're gonna go right here. Get it on that lid. Alright. I'm trying to hurry this along. This headache is just not the tea. It's not what we need right now. Okay, now I've got that. I'm going to... should I try making it? No. We're gonna take next the bottom right hand red, and we're gonna get that on there, and we're going to go right next to that. And we'll go back and over that black in a minute. We'll get that popping up in the corner. I got Rihanna stuck in my head. Man Down is this song. I never, believe it or not, I hadn't heard that song of hers until like a week or two ago. And now it is the song that I'm always playing. I don't know why. It's catchy. Oh, yeah. I'm building this red. I really wanna cake this red on there because I want that pigment. I want that color. And we're gonna bring it in just a little bit more, I think. Yeah, I definitely want to bring it in just to the corner so that there's that one sliver. I don't think I'm gonna do something fun with that. Okay. Now, normally I would use the shimmer, the highlight from the Revolution makeup, whatever, London Revolution, this contouring palette from the last video that I got. I would use that highlight. I'm still gonna use it, but normally I would do it as an inner color. I can't remember which one of these it is. I think it's the orange. Yes, the orange has this really pretty, it's like a little, super light peach. Like it looks like it might be a white to some people, but it's really got like a peach tone to it. I'm gonna take that. I'm just gonna put it right here because that mauve color we've got underneath is actually really pretty. So we're gonna use that. We're just gonna, we don't wanna really change it, we just wanna enhance it. We're gonna bring that back. See how nice this is coming along? It's really pretty. It takes a minute to show y'all, I'm sorry, but y'all wanted to see, so I wanted to show you guys. Or you gals, or You people. Yo, folk. Okay. Oh, that's really pretty. I like the way that turned out. Okay. What's this? Now that I've got it on there, and that's what I'm almost done with the eyes. I swear. And then I'll just my brows and everything else off cam and upload it. But I'm gonna go back to the Fierce by Nature palette from Morphe. And then we're gonna go back into the only black in the palette. It's in this bottom right hand corner. I'm really gonna get a lot of it on there now. And I'm just gonna go back up. You see how this line kind of cuts off there? I'm just gonna lightly fill in that line and just make it a little more pronounced. And just go back across this where we cut that crease at. And just gently build that up a little bit. See the difference in this eye versus that eye? And we'll just build this up. I should have done this on the outside corner first. I don't know why I just started on the inner corner. When you've got the most concentration of the product on the brush, you really want to make sure it's more placement of where you put it first. I always start in the outer corner because this is where I want the darkest, to make up the darkest and most intense. And I kind of want it lighter as it goes inside, which is the same way we do with the eyebrows when we do ombre brows and stuff like that. You always want lighter, less product in here, more bold and defined towards the corner. Because this is an area of your face you want to highlight, because everything you highlight draws forward and everything that you contour draws back. So, you're wanting this part to be, it makes the face more appealing, I think. I just started. Oh, that is so pretty. Alright, now one last touch. A few last touches. Lashes and whatnot. I really would encourage you, if you're doing a look and you want the dramatic, you want the bold. I'm not really practicing what I preach at the moment, but that's just because I don't have the means to. Get you some lashes. And they make every look. I have okay lashes naturally, but I always encourage people, bigger the better with lashes. Like, now I'm going back into this Dew Color red palette, and I'm getting this glitter in the very middle. Be careful when you touch it, because it's very pigmented, and it'll grab your hand, a lot of it will cake up. So I usually touch there, and then I'll just gently pat on here for this kind of thing I'm doing, and then I'm just going to ever so gently start tapping that red glitter around, and I just want it right there on that red in the corner, right where the black starts, and touch that, and oh, I just started. It's subtle, but it adds a little bit of flair. It's not subtle. Nothing subtle about glitter. Oh, I didn't get all that shadow in there. I have hooded eyes, and I didn't get inside my crease. Inside the little fold of my eye. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, time to put mascara on and then wipe off this baking, and we should be done in just a minute. I'm excited to post these videos and show you moms how I'm doing the looks you guys like. It's always usually one of a few, like one or two or three ways I do my eyeshadow. The only thing that varies is the colors, but the looks look so different just based on color scheme. So remember, there's a lot of colors out there, and there are so many, so many different brands of cosmetics, and find what works for you. Don't just take someone's word for it. If you, if you, if you hear something good about a product from somebody you know, it's a lot different than if you hear about it from a makeup company. But even then, don't just take someone's opinion. You really gotta try it out, because what doesn't work for one person might work for another person. It depends on what you're trying to do with your makeup. Everyone's style is so unique and individual to them that there's so much that can be done with makeup. Okay. It'll look better with brows. I think I'm gonna have to do some brows. Look at this. I don't have to show y'all the whole look. I have to do the brows. No, my brows are not. I'm not going for subtle with these brows, or natural looking, or I like the cartoony. I like the clownish. I like that. That is appealing to me. So, don't critique the brows, okay? They're supposed to look that way. If I wanted to do some sculpted, defined, detailed brows, I could do it. I've done it before. Go look at the pictures. But I don't want to do that anymore. Only on occasion. If I'm doing a natural look, I'll do that. I don't really care for this mascara that I got. I wish I had spent the money on something better. But they didn't have what I normally get. And so I just got this. I wanted to try something new. It's not terrible. It's just, you need a lot of coats of this stuff to really notice it. Okay. You know it. It's that time. We're gonna take that fluffy brush from earlier, and we're just gonna blend out that baking now. Now that I'm done with my shadow, and because I'm gonna do my lash line, I want it to be. I'm still gonna leave it on the bottom of my face, on my chin. I'm still gonna leave it there. Okay. I forgot to put blush on. I'll do that too. How much time do I have? I'm at 48 minutes. I got 12 minutes. Maybe I'll be okay with having hour-long videos. An hour for each one. Okay, now what was I doing? Brows. I don't remember where I put my brow brush. I think it's in my purse. Give me a second. You can come in here if you need to, baby. This isn't a super formal video. It's just for my friends on my mom's group. They don't mind.
You're doing a live thing?
No, I'm doing it and then putting it up on YouTube. I would have done a live stream if I thought of it. I'll do that next time.
Let's take it.
I'm not done yet.
That color, though.
Thank you.
It's pretty. Looks really good. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, baby. It would look so much better if I had false lashes. Which I was telling these moms. False lashes are always the way to go. I can't see. I need to get contacts so bad. My makeup skills would improve like 1,000%. And then, this is from Maybelline. I think it's a precision pin. And it's super creamy. It goes on really easily. Blends really well. Pigmented. It's a really good. It's like $8 for this little thing. It's not a lot of product for $8, but considering how far a little bit goes, I'm not mad about the purchase, and it's $8. Might not be a lot to some people, but when times are hard, $8 can be a lot. But it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. And I like to go, I'm doing this new thing with the arched brows, almost like a divine inspired, not divine like, well, I was gonna say not divine like God, but then again, she's a goddess. She is a goddess in her own right. But very divine inspired brows. I draw a lot of inspiration from like clowny, campy comedy. Um, See with the brow how that looks. It's really pretty. Alright, I think I can finish this in time. And then that's not too bad. Each video is an hour, but they'll get shorter. Or I don't know. Maybe they need an hour. Who knows? I wanted that higher. Got the brows done. Now we're going to take. Where'd all my little brushes go? Where are my eyeshadow brushes? I'm such a mess. Okay. Now, I've seen a few different ways, or a few different uses of different brushes on the under eye. I like the denser brush, and gives you a fuller look, but then I also like this small, fluffy, almost paintbrush looking brush. It's really tiny. Now since we're doing this look, we're going to, you know what? I'm gonna do something fun. Where is, just because, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a blue under the eye. I'm not sure which one I want. Yes, I am. I'm gonna use the same Do Colors monochromatic blue palette. This one is called Space. I'm gonna use the bottom right hand blue. That's this color right here. And I'm gonna get that on there. I really want something to pop. So, right under the eye. And I'm not done yet too, because I also really want to use a little bit of highlight on the inner corner, just because it really makes it pop. Alright. And I'm just gonna go in with that blue with this flat brush. I wish I could get my water line with it with how watery my eyes are right now. This is risky business anyway. And bring it up. Okay. Where do the good boys go to hide away? Not sure how I feel about this blue yet. It seemed like it'd be a vision in my head, but. And also, one last touch, and then. No, two last touches. Okay, and then now I've got some brows on. I'm gonna go in with this. I'm using my spit. I don't want to stretch it, but it's my own, I can do it. I'm gonna go in with this highlight that shiny from the Revlon London, and I'm just gonna right underneath the very corner of my brow. I'm just gonna go in and highlight on this brow bone. Excuse me. Did you mention that? I love that. Okay. Now, tiny bit of blush, some lips, and we're good to go. So, for blush, Elf Cosmetics is another super affordable, good quality. It's their blushes. Like, I love their blushes. They're my favorite out of even name like prestige brands like Too Faced and all that. These are my favorite blushes. They go on so well. They blend so easily. They're pigmented. And this palette I think was like $3 or $5 for all four, and a little bit goes a long way. We're just gonna tap. Actually, I was gonna do a pink. We'll do this. We'll do two colors. So I'm gonna use the bottom light pinkish one in the bottom left hand corner. Alright, I'm gonna go right along here. I'll give it some color. See how pretty that is? Bring it up into there, and you bring it up into the hairline with that dark shade. You're bringing it up into that where we cut off. If you watched the underpainting video, you know this line, the contour. So we're just gonna bring it here. Very pretty, very, very pretty. I like it a lot. Oh, I love this product. It is one of my has to have elf blush. And now this is another thing I do. So I did that lighter color first. I'm gonna bring that up a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with this darker, like, orangish, reddish theme. Not the orange one, but the top left hand blush in this little palette. And I'm just going to do it right in the middle. Because again, I want that effect. I want that I think it's called gradation. I really do, but I'm not sure. I want that blend from dark and light. I want that Neapolitan ice cream up on the cheeks. Brown, pink, and light. Right. Blend that, blend. And now what I like to do is I take just a little bit of that darker red, not the pink, but the darker red, and I go up in the corners from my forehead contour, and I just lightly blend some of that color in, and it gives you a very sun-kissed look. It's just super fun. I just like it a lot. As my eyes water. Do a little more of that. Hello. Something for the. Okay, hang on. Okay, that's good. And the brows are done. I need to go back and define just the corner of that. And then put on my lipstick. Oh, and I do like to use a tiny bit of the pink blush right on my chin. Just right there. It's a little bit too much. It's okay, we'll make it work. Okay, now we just have to do lips. Here's what we're using. Urban Decay. I love this. What color is this? Let me get my glasses. And I'll put these on and we'll be done. I'll show you the finished look. This one is Rogue and Levers. Is that, I'm so blind, you guys. I think it says Rogue and Levers. This one melted because I had it in my pocket. This is a super creamy formula. It's matte, but you have to let it dry down. But then you're good to go. But I had it in my pocket because I was wearing it that day and I wanted to keep it with me. and I wasn't thinking, and I put it in my pocket instead of in my purse, and it just melted. Uh, I just twisted it back in, and I let it set, and it went back on there. I like to go a little. That's a really pretty color. Now, one last thing I like to do when I'm doing a heavy face of or fake up, face of makeup. I'm gonna do a really heavy face of it. Um, and I'm looking a little bit powdery. I like to take usually black liquid eyeliner is the best, and you just do a little dot. This I'm gonna use the eyebrow pencil and just do a little dot. It makes it look more natural. Some people will do one there and one here. And then put that in, go in here, and we're finally gonna blend this baking. Finally. Finally. Alrighty, guys. And gals, and everything in between. Here we go. Oh. This is the finished look. I hope y'all liked it. Thanks for tuning in and watching these videos with me. See how amazing, imagine how amazing this would look with big lashes. It would just bring everything. So definitely do the lashes if you can. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.